Why partners may be a bad idea. I wanted to go through some stuff because I've been hearing a lot on the internet where you can get partners if you need them and all this stuff, and it's all this 50 experts. What is an expert? Everybody thinks they are, but what is an expert? So let's go first. We'll go through some downfalls, and then we'll go through some what you maybe want to consider and how you can kind of do it yourself, and also how create, who to bring on to help you with that. Not a partner, but just a professional that knows how to get everything put together. It's all your money. So first, you don't control the money. When you give into a thing, you can have a trust account. You can have any account you want, but it can still be manipulated and spent because it's just like a checking account. It's just a different name. That, if you're not licensed with the state or you're not licensed with a country or not licensed, trust accounts are worthless. So, the thing of it is you have to have a license, have a trust account and be accountable for that and have something to lose if you do something wrong in that account. And so you want to make sure you're working with a license. You can take their license if they take the money. Construction, there's a lot of profit there for the contractor. If they give them a job, is a person running the project, are they getting more money? I don't know. But if you're partners, you should probably split all that up, which most of the time they don't do. I've dealt with a few of them. So you want to make sure that everything's split up profit-wise. Markup on the purchase. That's called wholesaling. So when you're going in with a wholesaler who's not licensed, they may be talking to the people buying it, the head of it, and they're going to kick them back some money. That's totally legal because there's nothing you can go after. You can't go after their license. There's no anything you can go after. I was talking to a gentleman that had a big apartment complex that was quoted, and as I looked at it, I called him back. I said, you may want to have this, get some engineers and other people out there because I think it's over $1 million off. It was $1.1 million off. So where were they gotten that money? It had been halfway through the project. Oops, I need more money. So they had to either bring in more partners. You got to cough up more dough. But again, you have no control of that because there's always kickbacks. And then the cost of rehab during the tenant staying there. Are they making any money on that? Are they getting a piece of that? The runs. You need to know all that stuff if you're going to have partners. And control. You have no control. You're to their beck and call. You can complain all you want. I know one particular project where they were not making as much money as they thought they could because of the interest rate, but they were making money. But again, they wanted to make more, and the guy running it was like, I told him 2 years it would take to make money. 2 years? What? So there's a solution to that, and that's doing it yourself. And you say to yourself, well, I need money to do that. I'm this or that. I have half the money or some of the money. Well, out of those same groups, you can get private money. And, you're going to pay between 8 to 10% on that. But it's worth it if you buy the right property. We bought a property in Bedford. We had, with construction and everything in it, we had about $129,000 in it. When it came back and it got... Because it's not a refinance, it's a finance at that point. Because private money doesn't count. It's not a registered licensed bank. So when it came back, when they appraised it, new like it just got done, they came in at $162,500. So he ended up with a $32,000 equity position there, and easily financed it with some money down, but not much. So financing is like new financing when you use private money to purchase it, and then you get all the rehab done. Once that's all done, what we do is we go ahead and get a finance. We don't put tenants in there. We get a finance and get the appraisal and stuff put together, and then we lease it. That particular property actually leased out at $1,600 a month, and that's really good. The numbers are everything, and you always want information. What's the resume of everybody? So I'm going to show you a website here. I'm going to show you actually a property that we did for a guy that let me show you that here real quick. This one's on this property on Sunset in Mayfield Heights, which I actually misspelled it. I see, so it's MAY. Was a property that was not being managed well, and so we took it over. And during the time that we managed it for the tenants, they had $60,644 put in their bank accounts. That was deposited after property tax, insurance, property management, all that was taken out. That's what they got deposited. So that's really good. And again, it's realincomeproperties.blogspot.com. And then they wanted to sell it. So we went in and we put the $20,000 in updates and it needed, and we sold that for $209,000. Now they paid. I think they had 95 into this one, but here it is. 186 is what they did. 60. They paid $101,000 with the rehab when they first bought it. So they made $146,000 on $101,000. That's a 24% return over the 6 years. It isn't 1 year. I mean, you got to come up with it, divide it by 6. So that's a true 24% return. So this is the kind of stuff I like that you can control. It's your house. They got all the money. It was deposited in their account, and it was done. So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about for you, is getting houses. They're just a lot better. And with our services, again, we've done 1,200 properties. We've rented a ton of properties, and we manage them. We do everything, so you don't have to do anything. You can just kick back, smoke your cigars, and watch the videos, because we always do update videos on these, as I will show you. So these videos are sent out every week, and you can see here's 3 of them right here I just sent Saturday. Okay, so they haven't watched them yet, but this one watched it twice. That gentleman bought 4 properties from me. But it's old. You get an update every week. You get before and after pictures, like this one. You get the before pictures, you get the after pictures. You can kind of see what it looked like before we started it, and then you can see what it looked like after we got done with it. So we have true full disclosure. This house really came out well, and it's the first one I did all white. But it really came out well. It was a nice piece of property. And we got it done. And we got it done well, and it sold in, I think, 10 days. So, again, this is a really, really good area to go in. So that's what you want to look at when you're looking at doing any kind of real estate. You want to, if you got, I had one last story. I had a gentleman call me that brought in a partner with a home. Put a contractor in there. They can't get it done. They don't know what to do. And then they thought it was in a different city than it actually was. So I had to inform them of that. But they're going to, break even maybe, but it's going to be tight. So he had to call his partner and give him the bad idea. If they would have went with a professional service, they would have, we're 99.5% success rate. We know what we're doing. 1,200 plus properties, been in the business for 25 years. So again, we know what we're doing. So if you're looking for any kind of real estate, and get the private money. You don't even have to use me, but get the private money, although I'd recommend it in Cleveland. Don't get partners, because that's, especially big projects, that's a bad idea. You have no control over anything. Give me a call. I'm Brett, 216-703-5740. I'm with Key Realty, 216-703-5740. Better properties, exceptional results. Thanks.